Hello everyone, this is Vinnieart, and today I thought I'd go over some, well, the back, the human back, right? So I kind of started a drawing, make it a little bit easier to kind of explain, because there's a lot going on with these muscles. So basically, again, we're thinking about these very particular shapes that we need to get in there to really define the back, and something like the shoulder blades and those muscles that come from there and pull in, like with the lats. There's a lot going on, so that's why I kind of thought I'd do a drawing and kind of break it down in a different way. So with the right arm, I kind of tilted the shoulder back a bit so we could kind of just so we could see the three different muscles to the shoulder that I mentioned in one of my other videos, right? So this is kind of like the center point of it, or where it usually kind of comes from. So I would kind of normally get into that area a bit. On the left arm, I'm only showing two muscles. I'm showing the very back muscle and then that bigger kind of teardrop that makes it up. So I'm just kind of showing that for a reason, so that you guys could kind of see what. Let me clean this up a little bit more for you. So yeah, it's the shoulders in three sections, and then usually like your trap muscles will start coming from there. You don't have muscles that are in this kind of diamond shaped area. So it's usually a good point that you want to think about when you're drawing, at least to do like the back muscles and that kind of stuff. It is sort of this bigger shape here, and because his arms are kind of together, this muscle, like these muscles here, would be kind of touching each other. Yeah, the back is very interesting. We have a lot of like diamond shapes and triangle type shapes in here, so that's something to keep in mind. But with the shoulder blades, they're usually underneath all of this in here, but there's a lot of muscles that come from that area as well. So like I would suggest studying like bodybuilders. That'd be a good way to kind of learn those kind of muscles and where they are. I'm not going to break down the names of them because I don't even know all the names of them, but it's good to know the bigger areas. So like the lats, they're usually, the largest part of the back, and they have kind of a shape where the way that the tendons go, they kind of pull in this direction. So maybe I'll issue this with some color. Again, I'm in Clip Studio, so I'm not super familiar. I just like it because the line work is easier in here, but maybe we should start to section this off a bit. Might be slightly easier to understand. And excuse me guys, that I didn't do a tutorial, like a master class, a live stream one rather, on the weekend. I got really busy with a bunch of stuff, so I kind of had to get that work done. But I figured I'd go over this stuff a little bit. So let's pick another color. Greenish. It should be fine. So when we're talking about these muscles, they're kind of pulling from here, and kind of the way that they go, they're on top of like the bottom part of your shoulder blade. So again, that's what makes the back a little bit tricky. It's because of everything that's going on with it, the sections. So they kind of go in that motion, and yeah, they come down sort of, again, triangle type shapes, because then it goes into like the lower back area. But these are kind of, that's the kind of pattern that we're looking at with that. Let me get in here. So then I'll show this area, same deal. It kind of, it pulls from the center, sort of like at an angle like this. And like out of that diamond kind of shape. And it goes sort of like in this pattern. So when you get a knot in your neck, you know, it's kind of in that area, right? It's because it's kind of all bunches up a bit. Because I'm just showing like the muscle tendons, how they go, and how they pull. And they go all the way up the neck, pretty much. But the major area you're kind of concerned with the traps are, again, here. Let's pick another color. So get in here a little bit. So this is like underneath the shoulder blade area, and it kind of splits a little bit. Again, this area of the body is very tricky. So practice, like I said, study a lot of either bodybuilders or dancers, people who are very kind of ripped, kind of that shredded look. It's going to break it down a little bit easier for you. But again, because the arms are up too, the muscles are kind of doing different things. The stretching of it and whatnot. But there's a lot that happens. But I'm just kind of breaking down like the larger areas for you, so you can kind of, again, play around, think about it, how the body kind of moves, the points where they connect. Again, and these are the triangular shapes, right? The triangular shapes. Absolutely, the body is made up of circles, cylinders, triangles, that kind of stuff, and you just have to keep breaking it down further for yourself to kind of understand what's going on. Pick another color. I'll just do the shoulders real quick as well. So this is there's the three areas that make up kind of like that pumpkin shape. Just fill this in real quick. And it goes to the point which leads into the other muscles that go down the arm to kind of show you where it all connects. And since on this one, like I said, I didn't show all three parts, but you can see a little bit of the front of it from here. So that would be like that front part, and then it goes into the middle, and then it goes into the back, and then obviously it all comes to that point. Yeah, this is that kind of pumpkin shape I was talking about. So I hope this is clearing some things up for you guys. Take another color. So then there's that little muscle on the inside, and this usually gets overlapped by, let's go kind of darker, by this bigger one here. That's that bend by the elbow. And it has a unique shape to it. It's kind of, just fill in real quick, you know, here. So it has kind of that shape. And then we have, oops, wrong color. We have the other little muscles in the arms, but yeah, now we're going down the arms. But basically, yeah, the what do you call it? The tricep. It kind of split. That's why you get this horseshoe type shape in here. But again, these muscles, everything connects down the body, through the body, and that's what you got to think about when you're doing these kind of anatomy drawings. The more practice you have at it, the better you're going to get in the understanding of how form works and all that kind of good stuff. So let me just get in here kind of quickly as well. Again, here's the horseshoe. So this is, see, it splits and then goes down. So yeah, I hope I'm making some sense with all this. Again, I know it's a little bit tricky, but study anatomy, study people. I know this is kind of more of a comic book YouTube channel that I have here for you guys to be looking at and how to make comics, but I'm a firm believer in you should know anatomy, you should know perspective, you should know those kind of things, because it's going to make your drawings way better. If you know how to draw from life, you could pretty much draw anything, and that's kind of the old school where I come from with all this. I know there's a lot of programs and things, and people like to use these cheats. I know there's like figures that are built in, and you can move things around. It's good if you want to kind of study poses and whatnot, but I suggest maybe doing like an overlay or something and draw the proper anatomy on those kind of things if you want to use programs and think about it in terms of that stuff. But again, it's the more you draw, the more you study from life, the better you're going to be, and the more all-around artist you are, and what you could do. There's going to be pretty much like no limit. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm coming from with all of this stuff. It's just kind of getting people to think a little bit more about form, structure, because I'd like to see better artwork out there as well from lots of different people. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm coming from with all this stuff. But I hope you guys are enjoying my lessons. I would like to do, maybe sometime this week, I'll maybe do a surprise live stream masterclass lesson and kind of just break into it like that. If you guys have more questions, if either this video or my previous one on how to draw the beautiful women in comics, if you want a little bit more of that kind of stuff, just let me know. Leave a comment. and I will take a look at it because I'm trying to think a little bit more in terms of what you guys might want to see or what's helping you with these lessons. I'm just using the same color for the biceps because you're not really gonna see too much of it, but you're gonna see pieces of it. And again, there are other muscles that connect, like that outside of the wrist goes into that point by the elbow. A lot of people aren't that aware of it, and there's lots of other little muscles that are going on in here. But again, study from life, especially with the forearm, because how we turn our arm, there are two bones in there that kind of bend in a different way, so our tendons and muscles are going to be shown in a different way from those angles. So again, it's more stuff to just think about, be aware of, and it's going to help you in your art to study those kind of things and think in terms of that. But yeah, I mean, like I said, we could get more in depth with certain topics. Maybe I'll do one on hands at some point, and yeah, we'll get into that as well, because everything kind of goes from the wrist and into all this. And again, I'll probably do a separate video and do a breakdown on it. But yeah, I hope this helped you guys out. Yeah, let me know, and please. Keep an eye out for my campaigns. I'm going to leave a description, or I'm going to leave the link in the description for Shadow of the Kraken. That's my current pirate book. I got about 10 days left on it. I've been working my ass off on it. It is some of the best work I've done to date. If you're into kind of traditional pirates, although there's a comic book twist to the story. I'm trying to keep these surprises. I don't want to spoil too much because again, there's a lot going on in the story, but I'm very excited about it. I can't wait for you guys to see this book and what I have in store. If you haven't been on the campaign in a minute, go take a look. I did put up a really killer shot of a shark eating a dude, a great white shark. But again, it's part of the story, what's going on with all that stuff. And again, I'm promising you guys a really great journey, a great ride with that. Some very cool characters, very in-depth story. That again, lots of twists and turns. Don't want to give too much away, but if you've gotten any of my work in the past, you know the quality I give you guys. It's always cinematic. It's always going to be the best quality. You name it, it's there for you guys. But yeah. Please follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I'm at Vinnieart. I'm pretty much all of those. It's Vinnieart, Vinnieart, all one word. Yeah, check it out. My comic book company is Mela Art World. That's the logo you see in all my books. But yeah, I think I pretty much covered everything I need to on that stuff. So yeah, guys. Again, please share out my links. Let people know, because again, I'm doing some more of these classes. I'm trying to get people a little bit more involved in kind of everything that I'm doing, what I'm teaching, what I'm showing, the storytelling aspects of what I do. So yeah, get that word out, because there are great creators here in the independent scene, and you don't want to miss all the good stuff that's happening. Lots of great people. And this is just kind of like a taste of some of the stuff you can get. So yeah, subscribe, like, ring the bell for notifications. I thank you for your time. You guys all rock. Remember, be kind to one another, but kick ass while you create. Bye.